What's up, my friends? It's Joel and Bodie, Dog Theory Games. A couple thoughts, today that things I've been thinking about, things that are on my mind. I've been doing a really cool engagement challenge, just like a 3-day challenge with a coach, Sharon, who I met on LinkedIn, and it's been fantastic. I made some discoveries on the type of content that I would enjoy posting, the type that's meaningful to me, and hopefully being able to share meaningfully with other people beyond just kind of, a screenshot of a game or like a video of a thing that I did as an artist. It's probably pretty important that we all share our creativity and our content, but today I want to talk about another thing that I came across, and I've seen this before, and if you guys are around the LinkedIn community, I'm guessing you've probably seen this. The post goes something like this: if you're on LinkedIn, you're selling. 100% guaranteed, like mic drop, that's it. You're here to sell. End of post. And then a litany of other comments. Yup, correct, 100%, absolutely, yes, absolutely. And so when I see something like this really goes against the grain. Joel's immediate knee-jerk reaction: I'm not selling you anything, bro. Like, it's a networking platform. I'm here to network. If I'm selling you anything, it's let's connect and, let me just follow your content and hit like. All I want to do is give you likes. So I guess I'm selling you likes, right? For the price of you have to connect to me. I want to just kind of unpack this, like Joel's feelings about this post. If you're on LinkedIn, you're selling. I've been a LinkedIn user for a long time. I mean, maybe like 10 years, and I have a pretty large network. I think I just passed 4,500 connections. So, it's a thing I've been growing for a long time. I've never successfully sold anything, as far as I know, on LinkedIn. And this idea, like I mentioned, the idea that if you're on this platform, you're selling, is one that it caused me to, it gave me pause. It caused me to stop and question, am I? Is this possibly true about me? And, initial reaction was, no, I don't sell, you're crazy. I hate selling. Selling is cheap, and, it's coming from a place of need. It's coming from a place of being needy and needing stuff from people, right? Which is kind of the death of networking. This happens all the time. Connect to someone on LinkedIn. It's like, hey, great to meet you. Thank you for connecting. It's so great to connect with you. And they're like, link to my page. Go buy right away. Like, no response except here's a link. Please go buy X that I'm selling you, right? Biggest possible mistake you can probably make on LinkedIn is just trying that kind of immediate cold sell without building any trust, without even acknowledging the person as a friend, or maybe friend isn't the right word, kind of a professional acquaintance, I guess maybe is better, but just failing to acknowledge them as a person and just trying to sell just seems like it's inauthentic, and it just comes off as being incredibly cheap and just like poor conduct, right? So when you're telling me, Joel, if you're on LinkedIn, you're selling, I'm like, no. Like, you don't get me, you don't get what I'm about, you get nothing about who I am or what I'm about, right? Let's go a little deeper into this, though. Instead of just rejecting the idea and saying no, can't be true. Let's consider what would be the case if this was true. Let's assume this is true. Let's assume that I'm selling you something. What am I selling you on LinkedIn? I'm an independent game designer and game artist. And I'm passionate about being indie, and really passionate about owning your creativity, calling your own shots, making your own choices as a creator. And if anything, I think I'm selling you this idea that, you can be an independent. You can, if you are a game designer, I'll use myself as an example here. If you're someone who designs games, you need no one to give you a name tag that says game designer on it in order for you to do that. You need no one to give you a salary or an office in order to do that. Games are games. They come from your imagination, and if you have an idea for one, you can be a game designer. All you have to do is make the thing, right? So I guess if I'm selling you anything, it's this idea of agency. You are much more powerful than you may imagine yourself being. And this takes me back to younger Joel graduating college and having this phone call with mom and dad, like, Joel, you need to figure out what you're going to do with your life. I had realized game design was my direction, and the question from my mom, I think it was, so what are you going to do? And I'm like, it isn't up to me. I don't get to decide that. And she's like, yes, you do. Yes, you do, Joel. You can decide this. It's your choice. And I'm like, really? Okay, then I hire myself to be the art director of the coolest, biggest company with the biggest, shiniest budget, the biggest office, the biggest computer. I'm giving myself that job. And she's just like, you don't get this. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. You have to be selected, right? Someone else needs to hand you this. This was my impression at the time was, you know, you're not a game designer unless you get hired at a company and you have this role. You have a a pay stub that says you work at company X as a game designer. Then and only then are you legitimate, and can you move on with your career confidently. I had to kind of flip a switch. You can keep going and work on projects other people hire you for. You can be a freelancer. You can stop designing games and just be an artist. I mean, you have some choices, but if game design is your thing, what's stopping you, man? Just go design a game. You have ideas. Come on, Joel, I know you have ideas. You have way too many ideas. So, what's actually stopping you from just doing this? And there were a few small like learning objectives I had to do. I had to kind of get a basic grasp of programming, and I had to learn how to use game software, like game engines and so forth. And a lot of this kind of came with time, and eventually, I guess the idea kind of just grew on me. Like, I'm just going to be an indie. Like, nobody's going to give me permission. Nobody's ever going to tell me, like, yes, Joel, I allow you to go and design video games. You now have permission. You may go ahead and do it. That moment never came until I sort of gave myself that permission. So if I am, in fact, selling you guys anything, and I am not 100% sold on this idea that we're all selling on LinkedIn. So, that's kind of funny, right? If you're selling me that idea, you didn't get the sale. Like, I'm not into that idea. But assuming that is true, we're gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, and we'll say that if that's true, this is what I'm selling you. I want you guys to understand your own power, understand the agency you have in your career direction, in your hobbies, your relationships, your personal life, your creativity, whatever element of your life you're working on or you're looking to move forward in. You really have a lot of control there, and I guess don't wait for permission. Don't wait for someone to say it's okay for you to do it. It is okay. Like, it's okay for you to go ahead and seize that opportunity, take that step, take that leap, and kind of make it real for yourself. You'll be amazed where that leads. You'll be amazed where that first step leads, and you will get used to the idea of controlling your own destiny the longer you do it. So that's my thoughts for today. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's Joel, Dog Theory Games, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.